Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Emma. I cut my hair, I got some tattoos, I got my double piercings. Other things have happened. It's been a time, but I'm back. For now, I guess, I don't know. Today is actually an exciting video because I'm going to talk about what I am calling my fire books. So recently we had some fires in the area, and then I started panicking, thinking about what I would take with me in a fire, and I have a lot of books, which are very flammable as well. And I was thinking, like, obviously I can't take all my books with me, so if I had the time, which books would I want to take? So this isn't really a list of my favorite books, because my favorite books I can buy another copy. This is a list of books that have very specific meaning to me. Let's start with my tattoo. This and this and this is from The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. In The Song of Achilles, we get Patroclus' point of view, talking about Achilles and their life, and at one point Patroclus is talking about how much he loves Achilles, and he's kind of just listing things, and a few times throughout the paragraph he says, and this and this and this. So the reason that I'm keeping this book is partially because, I mean, I really enjoyed it enough that I got a tattoo after it, and also just, I didn't annotate it heavily, but it is annotated, and you'll see that's a theme. Most of the books that I have here are annotated. I want to remember what I thought was important in this book, and that's a very common thing with the rest of the books that I'm going to talk about. But this is one of my favorite books. I love it. I love Greek mythology and most things inspired by that, so yeah. Just to keep on the same trend, next we have Circe by Madeline Miller. This book is hardly annotated, but I got it originally at the airport when I was on my way to Europe, and while I was in Italy, I left it on a bus by accident, and then I went to the store and was like, hey, I want to get Circe because I just lost my copy, and he was like, Circe? I don't know what you're talking about. And then I pulled it up on my phone and he was like, Circe, and I was like, damn, okay. And so this is a copy that I bought in Italy. It's a beautiful copy, first of all, and it just has that sort of memory of, like, this was the book that I was reading while I was traveling. And yeah, just holds a lot for me. The last one about Greek mythology, I promise. Wake Siren by Nina McLaughlin. This I actually just very recently read, and I did annotate it, although not super heavily. I loved this book. Like, I got this book when I was in Portland, and I'd never heard of it before, and I was kind of like, the cover's sick, the title's sick, so like, might as well. And it was a good fucking decision. So what it is basically a bunch of short stories all talking about different women in Greek mythology, in Ovid's Metamorphosis. It's just so beautiful. And each story is written in a different style. You have one where she's like literally at a Starbucks in New York walking down the street, but then a river god kind of flows up and it's like a normal occurrence, but they're in like an urban setting. You have some where it's like a flight instruction through emails, through IMs. Just, they're all told in different ways, and they all have very distinct voices, which I think is very cool and difficult to do well anyway. So I just don't want to lose what I thought was important in this book, and it like gripped me so much that I just really want this copy in my life forever. Next up, I used to talk about this a lot more on my channel, but Beautiful Boy by David Sheff. This book, as you can see, I have heavily annotated. with some pages. Like, I have multiple sticky notes in here. I really interacted with this book. It taught me a lot, and it means a lot to me. When I first read this, I think I was 18 or 19, and I'm 21 now, so it's not that long ago, but like, I hardly remember everything that I annotated. This is also the book that kind of got me into memoirs and more nonfiction, but about people's lives, because I always thought nonfiction was super boring before I read this. And then I was pleasantly surprised. Next up, a book I didn't even necessarily enjoy, but it pops up a lot for me. Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I was required to read this in high school, and I did, mostly. I think there was like a solid chunk in the middle where I did not read it because it was boring and it was just random drama that had nothing to do with the actual book. Anyways, you can tell I love this book. So I had to read this for school. This was my senior year of high school, and so I was 17 or 18, and it doesn't look like I annotated it much, but I did more so like on the inside. And in this book I used crayons. I got these like highlighter crayons, and I used crayons in this because it was fucking hilarious to go to AP Lit, pull out a box of crayons, and then start highlighting Crime and Punishment. I always loved doing things like that. Wow, you can see like this whole middle section I did not read because there was not a single annotation. Crayon, a great highlighter in my opinion. I think it worked magnificently. It doesn't bleed through, you know? It's really quite amazing. I would like to reread this someday. I don't know when I'll get to it, if I'll get to it. I would really like to reread it someday. But I think just the fact that I read this in high school, I annotated it in high school, I annotated it with a fucking crayon. Like, I just want to have this book. I just want to remember this book. And it is brought up a lot for me, just like in class. I relate back to it a lot. It sticks in my mind. This and The Picture of Dorian Gray are like two classics that have actually applied a lot to other things that I've read or learned about. Next up, Bunny by Mona Awad. This one, also annotated, not super heavily though. This is just an utter trip. I read this book, it was the first in like a series of readings that I did that all kind of left you with like a fuzzy, blurry semblance of life. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than I felt like I had been heavily drugged. From this, and then I think I read The Furies, and then Rest and Relaxation, and there might have been another one, but like all of those books, with this being like the first one in that whole series of reading, it was just like mind-boggling, okay? This book was funny, it was a trip, it was not at all what I expected it, although it kind of was. It's just a really weird book, and it's really good. This isn't one that I heavily annotated, this isn't one that I have a lot of memories like in, but it's one that I'm really attached to for some reason. And I would be pretty sad to lose this copy. So yeah. Next up, Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by Caitlin Doughty. This is another nonfiction that I read that I really enjoyed. I kept running out of tabs partway through, and it ended up looking like fire, and I was stoked. Like, stoked. Fire. Okay, this is too fun. This book is one of the first ones that I let myself annotate just however the hell I wanted it to, specifically with vocab. There were a lot of words in here that I had never seen before, or had seen before but didn't really know the meanings of them, and so I just wrote a lot of definitions in the margins of this book. And last but not least is a book that I actually haven't read yet. So it's a little funky, but I cannot remember where I got this book. For all I know, it's in a haul in some like reading vlog, but I just don't remember, okay? Like I legitimately, I've thought about it a lot. Like I've prepped this video, I've thought about it a lot. I have no idea where I got this book. And that's kind of part of the fun, I guess. Anyways, it's Love Poems by Women. It's edited by Wendy Mulford. It's an anthology of poetry from around the world and through the ages. So it's just a bunch of poems by women. It just seems really cool. Yeah, like it's such a random sort of book. And I don't know where I got it, and I just do not want to lose it. This is just a book that I don't want to lose because I don't even know how I got it in the first place. These are the books that I would take with me if my apartment caught on fire. Knock on wood. My skateboard's right there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it wasn't like the best sort of recommendation kind of video because these are like my personal interactions with these books, but I hope you guys look into some of these books because they really are a treat. I hope my house does not catch on fire. If it does, I literally have these in a stack by my door. I am now paranoid. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like and comment down below if you've read any of these. Let me know if you've read this. I want to know. I want to know who's read this, because like, who? Tell me, please. Talk to me. Interact. I will gladly talk to you. I will hopefully see you guys in another video relatively soon. Stay well.